And so just since we've been sitting in this interview, we started off at 700 and now we're at 1100, which has been shown to have serious issues with cognitive function and with physical function.
That's very scary. The amount of carbon dioxide in the room you're in, which I guess is determined by how well ventilated it is, has a relationship with how much recycled air I take in. How?
Absolutely. And I learned all this after the book came out. I was talking to a pulmonologist who said, you really need to look into indoor CO2. I said, well, why? He said, that is a good way of determining how much of that air has been recycled. So I bought one of these, which is a carbon dioxide meter. And I've been recording our CO2 during this interview.
Jesus.
And if you are outside, it's about 418, depends where you are, 418, 19 parts per million CO2. That's healthy, right? Even though CO2 is going up, it's causing climate change. We all know that. But for breathing, that is perfectly healthy. Once you get into 800 parts per million, some studies have found that
sorry, it's going
when
up.
they are testing people, when they're testing students, you see a 20% decline in test results just from 800. By the time you get to 1,000, you start suffering from things like eye irritation, sore throats, other issues. So we're probably breathing in one in every 30 breaths that I'm breathing in is your breath or the cameraman's breath. By the time you get to 2,500, you're in really bad shape. One in every 17 breaths is a breath you're breathing from somebody else. So we have been told by authorities that we should only worry about levels that are up to 5,000 parts per million. That is completely false. There are over 18 studies that show levels over 800 into 1,000 can potentially cause problems with bone demineralization, kidney calcification, and chronic inflammation. And so just since we've been sitting in this interview, we started off at 700 and now we're at 1100. And if we were to continue working in here for the next few hours, this could be up to 1,500, 1,700, which has been shown to have serious issues with cognitive function and with physical function.
That's very scary. And it's cause for a redesign of this studio because, I mean, putting on the air conditioning, would that help? Because that would
No, it's recycling the same air unless that air is coming in from outside.
Does that air come from outside?
I don't think so. I think it's recycled. And a really scary study I read was a lot of schools are at 1,500 to 2,000. Several studies have found this. They have shown a 50% decrease in test results when students were exposed to air with that much CO2 in it. 50% decrease in test results from 1,500 to 2,000. I've recorded levels up to 4,000 and 5,000 in bars